Okay.
Okay. So we have somebody who's already signed in, and they said hi. So it's I think it's Aisha. Okay. And then welcome to the show. Thank you for joining
Welcome.
us. I'm going to step away from the camera, but I'm going to put your comment up there. Okay. All right. And
Okay.
so just take your time. It says Zaid Maboob. What kind of person is he? Is his friend an Umar Khan lying? He is womanizer. So I think that the individual is asking if the individual they're interested in is interested in them.
Okay.
I think that's kind of like what the vibe is, or if they're just being used.
Are you doing it? You want me to do it?
You're going to do this one, and I'll be right back.
Okay. Sounds good. Okay. Let's go ahead and pick a card, and we'll ask the universe of what they think is going on here. All right. And if you want to throw in any more questions, or if you want to speak on something else, go ahead and write it in the little description box. Okay. And I will do the best I can to answer your question. Okay. So I'm going to step into your energy, and we're going to pick a card. Let's see what Tarot has to say. Okay, so right now it looks like the individual is very much in a forward striking moment. So he is very he's very swift, action oriented. He's going really quick. There's a lot of movement happening. There might be a little bit more. There's some unclarity. Let me ask for a card, like a second card for the clarity card. Yeah, it looks like right now you might want to look at some of the actions. What you're feeling inside is most likely going to be your answer. So right now you're feeling like there's like lying. Seems like there's like womanizer. I'm getting the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands, typically that's kind of the energy of the Knight, is more of a forward, fast-paced person, someone that doesn't really think too much. He's just kind of going with whatever the action he's feeling. He's just kind of going there and going with it. I'm also getting the Death card, and so those two cards together are telling me that if you're feeling like there's something off, you might want to look at closing off a chapter or getting some clarity in that chapter, so that way you can move forward and with where you're at, where you want to be at. So I'm getting there's a lot of action going on. So if you're feeling that these cards are kind of leaning more towards listening to yourself and going with that intuition, I would definitely say something and look at communication is really important. Okay, so I'm getting the Knight of, I'm telling you, Lucinda, I'm getting Knight of Wands and the Death card. I kind of needed a clarifier card. So
okay.
The Knight of Wands.
Which one was your clarifier?
The Death.
Okay.
Yeah. So the Knight is, I was saying the Knight of Wands typically is that person who's very forward action person, someone that's just going to move very swiftly, doesn't really think too much in like certain aspects. They might just do. So if you're feeling like that's kind of the energy around that, you might want to get some clarification there on with yourself with the communication. And the Death card, there might be some chapters that you need to clarify this so you can close some chapters so you can continue moving forward, because it seems like there might be some stagnance right now and you might feel like you're in a place of like in a place of uncertainty, you know. And I think it's important that you close those chapters off. So communicate that. Are you feeling that too, Lucinda, with the Knight of Wands?
You know, we're kind of guessing at this phrase, this commenting, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I have a lot of sensory awareness around it. Part of it is that the individual is unsure that the person that they're interested in is the person they're interested in. And it looks like somebody else has told them that they're a womanizer. That's what that looks like.
Mm-hmm.
So as far as the individual being committed and all of that, that's great. But the spiritual lesson card that you pulled of death is about transformation.
Mm-hmm.
So wherever your mindset is, that's what it's really speaking to. And I like that you went ahead and you opened that up to where it really is about like how you think about the situation. If you think that this individual is like that, then
Mm-hmm.
that probably is the case.
Yeah.
That's probably the case.
That's what I
And
was
so just understand that
Yeah.
you can receive information. If this is somebody else telling you about this individual, then what is their reasoning for telling you this? Is it really to save you from yourself so you don't get hurt, or is it so that they can insert themselves into your experience?
Mm-hmm.
So this is a transformative experience for you, to where you're going to have to make choices in your own authority. You can listen and get feedback, but it's really going to come down to you, what you think and what makes you happy. So if this individual makes you happy, no matter what style of individual outside of that relationship they are, you'll be happy. That's it. You'll just be happy. They could be a fucktard outside.
Yeah.
And they could be golden to you. And if you are able to shut out the world, okay, then you have a perfect relationship. That's what that is. So you'll have to decide whether or not the behavior that you're seeing is acceptable to you.
Yeah.
You'll be the one perceiving it. You'll be perceiving if it's good or bad. You're going to be perceiving if like this has happened before, or if this is like so and so. If you go into stories like that, part of the transformational energy that you're working with is allowing yourself not to be the dumping ground
Yeah.
for what's taking place. The minute that you ask about a different individual away from yourself, you're giving your authority away. Now they have the power to be happy. And if they're happy, you could be happy. And if they're not happy, you could be not happy too. And that is not a favorable position to be in. All right. So the idea is to restore balance, restore harmony. By doing that, you transform from habits and patterns that you're in. You use contrary action. You may have been doing like a lot of internal work, because that's what the Nine of Wands also represents. So the Nine of Wands is representing somebody who has done physical work. I'm sorry?
The Knight.
The Knight of Wands. Oh, yeah. Okay. That's even better. Now that's even better, because like there's a lot of passion behind what you're asking. And the archetypal energy of that is more of a player. So now you have your answer. A player.
Yeah.
And are you a player? If you're not a player and you don't want a player, then maybe you have to decide how you want to show up.
Yeah.
Okay, because like people change. We all change from moment to moment. That's what that death card is really in representation to for you, right? Is, oh, am I going to be okay in this circumstance? And you're the one that has to decide that. But that's like the best that we could do as far as being able to give you a card on that. Many blessings. I think you did great, Sarah.
Thank you.
Okay, I got my cards out.
Okay.
So Aisha, thank you and blessings for being our first reading and ready to go as soon as we came up. All right. Now, let's see. Okay, so we have Angie. She said, I'd like a reading.
Hi.
Okay, so I'll pull a card for Miss Angie. Looks like a very general opening aspect. Okay. Feeling all that, huh? Feeling all that?
I feel anxiety right now from coming over there.
Angie?
I don't know. I just feel anxious. Is there anxiety over there?
Yeah. It feels like a lot of anxiety. It feels like she's around a lot of spirits and she's not doing that work. You know what I mean? She's wanting to know what the fuck is wrong with her. I don't think there's anything wrong with her. I think there's a lot of spirits around her. I think that if she was to do the work that she is very vastly trained in, that she would be really, really good. Yep. Okay. So I accidentally pulled two cards, which is always the best, right? But it's the King of Swords and the 10 or the 9. All right. So this is perfect because that means she's all in her head. So deep in her head.
Yeah.
So deep in your head. So deep in your
Are
head.
you
You're not
sleeping
in
okay,
your
Angie?
body. You're not in your body. You're not in your body. Yes, anxious.
Yes, you're
Oh, okay.
anxious. I'm feeling
There.
it. I'm
Yes.
getting anxiety.
Yes. Laugh. Okay. So let's do step one. Let's do step one. Sit down in your body. First, sit down in your body. Okay. Sit down in your body. There you go. Okay, that's step one. Now grab your magical golden lariat. Okay, grab it and start swinging it around. And let's go to the far left corner, front left corner, back right corner. 1, 2, 3. Give it a good yank. Wrap it up. Cast it up to the God of your understanding. Get it the hell out of your. Okay, great. All right. Ah, right. Oh, wow. Look at that. Ooh, Lily's going on. Now let's go ahead and open up a gate of transition. We'll invite all spirit energy in need of transition. Go to the light, go to the light, go to the light. All right. We're going to thank all the cosmic and realm beings and all the star nations for showing up every time we say help, right? We're going to release them from our field. Thank you for your service. You may go. Perfect. All right. Now we will create an intention of let's clear all the psychic debris with little white butterflies of unconditional love source energy. All right. Let's transmute it into that. There you go. Yes.
You
Yes.
feel better, Angie?
Oh,
You can
better.
breathe now. Don't get fun. Yes, right. I was feeling it. I'm like, what is happening? Is it over there? Is it Angie? Where is it?
Good reading. Okay, let's go back up. Let's go back up and draw the next. We're on a time crunch. We're on a time crunch. Aisha, you can watch the very beginning of it. We have finished and completed your reading. Okay, so let's see. We have Ansbury, Ansbury, as in berry, as in berry. May I have a reading? Let's see. Would like to ask what job should I change to, or should I stay in my current job? Ooh, well, you go for that one, Miss Sarah. You
Oh,
go for
okay.
that one. Let's find out as in berry. As in berry. Let's find out as in berry.
Your energy.
Ooh.
All right, let's check this out.
Ooh, okay.
Okay.
We make all these noises. I love it.
I know.
Because you get a message, you're like, oh, okay, I got it. Just open it over there. Okay. And then, oh, yeah. It's like traffic control, air traffic control.
Okay, I'm pulling in some messages. Are you, if you're not feeling, you are the kind of person I'm getting that likes a lot of I mean, we all like positivity, but you thrive on a lot of positive people. If you're someone that's in an environment where that's not happening, that needs to be in your surrounding. Like that's your battery charge. So positivity, I've been feeling a lot of anxiety for my current job with all the new work changes. Okay. There's a lot of anxiety today, huh? So I'm getting the sun card. The sun card. So you are a person that needs to have a lot of positivity. You work better with the happiness and the positivity, people around you, very free spirited person, childlike kind of nature. If you're feeling like you're being bottled down or pushed down in like snuffed, if that's starting to be in your environment, that is not the kind of environment that you thrive on. Your battery charges work better and you will actually explode with being the best version of yourself in a very positive, happy, uplifting environment. So if you can feel like you can be your true authenticity and your like just very, just free spirited, lovely, happy, childlike, you know, that's who you are. That's your innate nature. You need to go somewhere where you can be that. So if you're feeling like that is not happening anymore, then that's a decision that you're going to have to make, knowing that that's who you are, and that's how you can be your best version of yourself, how you can give your company or your job the best version of you. So if that means a change needs to be made, you need to be put into an environment of upliftment and positivity, whether that's where you're at now or if it's somewhere else. That's going to be a decision that you have to make. So I hope that that's about kind of around the same vibe that you're feeling my vibe, or is that kind of where you're at? You know, you feel that that's your, like, how you thrive the best, and you can give the best version of yourself being that way. That's what you need to surround yourself with. I'm the same way. I have moved around, done a bunch of things, and I didn't stop until I found my perfect battery source. And that is what gave me where I felt like I was the most successful, because I was in my world. Some people are able to kind of mold and be in different environments. I'm not really that person. I'm someone that needs to be in a sérified world. So that's how I thrive the best. And I can give all my clients the best version of me when I'm surrounded. So I hope that helps. Says, I work in a corporate company that pays well, but I can't handle the fake higher ups who just want to save money and don't like tech talk. Okay, that doesn't sound like a very happy environment. So I always like to say, money is great, you know, if you get paid money. However, what is the value of your sanity, right? So sometimes you have to look at what's most important. So if you're really feeling lulled down and pushed down, and you're not in the same mental space, and the environment space is not vibing with you, then maybe you do need to make some decisions. So I hope that helps. How does that sound?
I like it. I like it. Money is a big draw. What happens is that we get addicted to the lifestyle that we've created when we're using so first, here's what I would like for you to understand. You are already commanding that amount of money. You're already bringing in that amount of money. You can find that amount of money in a different situation if you choose to.
Yeah.
However, wherever you take yourself, there you are, period. So if you're taking yourself from feeling crying and anxious into another job, you're still going to feel crying and anxious because you're not answering what the internal is asking of you. So let's go ahead and let's go into it, okay? So we can create a little bit of relief for you, okay? I think that we have about 9 minutes left, okay? And so for this, I really just, I feel like I can feel like the anxiety laying on you, okay?
Me too.
And for me, how that feels is that you are maybe warm. You might feel warm right now, okay? For no reason, just warm, an inner warmth. It might feel like slight pressure, or like you're tight, okay? That means that you've just pulled in an excessive amount of energetic information. That's what you've done. You've just pulled in an excessive amount of information. You're like, what about this? 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 And in that, you're creating your situation. What I would like for you to do is to just slow down. Imagine yourself just standing very still. Okay. Imagine your feet connecting to the earth very, very, very purposefully, as if you're touching the earth with your bare feet. Just keep thinking about touching the earth with your bare feet. Keep feeling your energy drop down your body. You'll feel it drop down. You're at your legs right now. So let it keep dropping. Just let your energy, your energetic beingness is taking your charge down to the earth. That's what you're doing. You're just taking your charge down to the earth, because that's where you're going to plug in. So just keep going all the way down until you really feel your feet on the earth. Okay. All right. And then there you go. Now you're starting to connect from the top of your feet. That feels good. But now you want to move to the bottom of your feet. Begin to imagine or pretend or visualize that you're dropping down energy tendrils like roots into the earth, and they're connecting, and the earth is feeding you energy as you go deeper and deeper and deeper. You're letting the roots just spread out and go deeper and deeper and deeper, and you keep doing that. Keep bringing your energy, allowing your energy to connect deeply to the earth. Connect deeply to the earth. We'll open up your earth seeds deeply to the earth. There you go. You dropped in. Good. Okay. All right. Now stay there for a second. Just stay there for a second. Let your body, your physical body, be there. Let your emotions be there and just drop out of the bottom into the earth, transmuting into element, right? Pure element. So fire, wood, earth, water, metal, spirit, air. There we go. So all that transmutation is happening. You're not just discarding to the earth. You're in reciprocity to the earth. You're replenishing the earth through transformation. All right. There you go. Okay. Cool. Cool. All right. Now what it is that you're noticing that you have extra in your field, but you need maybe room. So imagine that you're pushing energetic information away from you, that you're creating like a big circle around you. Okay. A circle big enough to give you a spaciousness feeling. Okay. A spaciousness feeling. All right. There you go. Okay, now that's a little bit better. What I sense in your field is a lot of pressure right here. Okay, that pressure could possibly be a personality energy. All right, but what we're going to do is we're first going to imagine, invent, create, visualize a golden lasso. All right. I'm going to toss it into you. You have a golden lasso now. I want you to pick that up. Literally imagine yourself picking it up and holding it in your hand. Gold is binding, it will clear everything. And that's how you wrap things that you're going to give to your higher power, God, source energy. All right. So that you don't create chaos in the removal of chaos. All right. So you just start swinging it around. And what you're doing in your mind while you're swinging this around is you're creating a construct that this particular experience needs clearing. Okay. So it's your job, it's your work, it's like people you interact with, it's all that shit. Okay. So you're just putting it in there in a little box. Okay. Now you're going to go and you're going to get the left back corner. You're going to come diagonally to the front right corner, across the front left corner, and then back to the far right corner. Now you've captured all the corners. You're going to wrap it 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And then you're going to pull it really tight, like you're dragging everything out of it. Okay. Shoo. Got it? Now you wrap it up really, really good. You wrap it up really, really good because you don't need any of that stuff coming back to bother you in any way, shape, or form. Okay. And it's chaotic. So you don't need that shit. There's absolutely no reason for you to need that at all. And I have a belief that source doesn't want me to experience all that chaos. And I don't want to give it to anybody else or send it back to anybody that gave it to me. That's bullshit. So I'm going to give it back to source and let it transmute into source energy. So here we go. Bam. Now I'm done. Now I'm done. I've cleared this intention using an intention. All right. Now I can feel in to see if I have any other, I call them hot spots, right? So I look to see if I have a temperature sensation Not necessarily. There is ease in my head. I don't have as much pressure. You are going through a transformation where you're using your psychic abilities and opening. That has something to do with a little bit of headache that comes in. Mostly what it is that your perceptions are expanding. So your perceptions are expanding. When you come into the acceptance of that, that's going to allow you to sit pretty in who you are, because now you know you're just in growth. You're just in growth now. You're just in growth. It's fine. See how it starts? You're just growing. You're just growing your spiritual dictionary. You're just growing whatever you fucking think it should be. That's it. That's it. Okay. Now, maybe there's personality energy around you in the building. Maybe there's personality energy around you in your physical experience at your house. Maybe it is in your car. Maybe it's when you're walking on the street. But you want to create a sovereignty understanding for yourself. So now you have to decide who you are. Who you are is an energetic, physical experience being. That's what you are. All right. So how much energy do you use? Well, enough to live, enough to experience. And I like ideation and I like possibility. Probability is a lot of fun. I love joy, appreciation. Wow. Now you're pulling in these energies because you're determining what they feel like. Your body is going to move toward that vibrational frequency because you had a thought and you know what it feels like. Now you're pulling in that experience. You'll start to notice that if there is extra energy, that it needs to go somewhere else because you're filling your own dimensional space and experience. You could call it 3D, 8D, 20D, I don't care. It's your dimensional experience. Okay. So you're filling it with what you would like to experience. All right. Now we have to invent a way for the rest of it to go away. All right. So we could be I Dream a Genie. Okay. And that would take care of it. Are we willing to accept that that's what happens? Sometimes that's a big head fart. Okay. And we can't do that. So we create a ritual or a practice so that way our intention that we are setting feels satisfied in our physical awareness. So let's create a nice little exit. Okay. So we're just creating like an archway. I create an arch. Okay. My idea is that it's an archway that's a transitional gate for all spirit energy that's in need of transition. And then I say in my head, if you see me, you're dead, because I don't know them. And if they're seeing me in my physical self, they're dead. And they need to know they're dead. Now you might feel emotion. You might feel emotion. The reason is because they're so close to you in your physical field. Not good or bad. Everybody feels each other, so we're fine. What we're doing is we're going to let go of a perception. Okay. We're going to allow the perception to move into a different understanding. The understanding is going to be the transition gate. So all spirit energy in need of transition, go to the light, go to the light, go to the light. Now we've given direction for the intention. We've articulated what parts of the energy we want to transmute and transform, right? And we are allowing it. Okay, that's good. Okay, now there's always extra. There's always extra, the stuff that we don't want to define. Yet we'd like for it to be fluffy and maybe, Barney the dinosaur, right? So the idea is to let it be. So maybe everything that's left just needs a way out. Maybe they need doors. So create a bunch of doors, everybody out for the doors. The doors close immediately after them. They don't come back this way. Yay. Maybe they need spaceships. Okay, open up the heavens. Everybody who needs a spaceship, bye. Thank you. Thank you for your service. It gets lighter and lighter because all of this is information we brought in. What you're merely doing is you're allowing it to become reference rather than focus. Okay? Now you're starting to feel a little bit more open. Mm-hmm. And as you feel a little bit more open, you can articulate what kind of experience you would like. If at your work you feel those things, okay, it's because your spiritual belief system is being challenged by somebody else's spiritual belief system. That's how companies are run, is by a spiritual belief system. It's a philosophy. Sometimes the deity is money. Sometimes the deity is love. Sometimes the deity is profit. So depending on what deity you're working with is going to be where your alignment is. Okay? Now you can make a cognitive decision as to whether or not you align with this particular practice, or you would like to move into a different practice, and what would that look like? Can you create that feeling where you're at already? Okay? To where somebody else's choices and beliefs don't get to tell you how to feel. All right? You don't have to necessarily feel as powerless as maybe you've been feeling, because the doing aspect isn't what you're experiencing. It's the spiritual aspect is what you're experiencing. That's what you can control. You can control that all day long. So how do you want to feel about what you do? How do you want to feel about what you provide? And you can wrap it into any story, and bring ease to yourself. That's how people do it. However, if you are thinking that maybe your path and purpose are wrapped together in a form of business and you're being drawn that way, you'll feel a breaking apart of what you know to be true. Okay? That's what's happening. All of us right now have become psychic overnight. Psychic overnight. Overnight. Okay? So in that, we're open to more energy, we're open to more awareness, we're open to our capabilities, we're open to our shadow more often. We're open to all of that right now. In that, we're learning to articulate what that means. What does that fucking mean?
Yeah.
Okay. So be easy, be gentle with yourself. We're learning. All of us are on this learning curve. Okay. Mostly what it is learning how to manage the energy of you and decide how you want to feel. And if you want to feel happy going in and being a mortician, you could do that. If you want to be sad going in to be a race car driver, you could do that. You could do anything you want. How you feel is up to you, and that's what you can control. And that allows you that vibrational match of experience. So if you choose to be happy, you're going to meet more happy people. If you choose to be sad, you're going to meet more sad people, mostly because that's the vibrational magnet you're using to have your next experience. So minding who you are and how you manage your energy is what's going to create the success that you're asking for. The money is a component because of the lifestyle that you have built around it. It doesn't make it like you have to leave this job and I'll never have that money again. That money is always going to be accessible if you say it is. If you say it isn't, then it won't be. You live what you say.
Absolutely.
Here we are at 4:07. I love you very much.
Bye. See you later.
Bye, everybody. Thank
Bye.
you. Join us
Thank
next
you.
week again, 3:30.
Yep, I'll be there.
Yay!